Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
Crazy, I love this guy.
So welcome to the second episode of my TV Week, and today we're going to be talking about premium channel shows, the one Showtime show and the two HBO shows that I always enjoy watching around January all the way until June. So we're going to start off with Showtime, and that of course is the 5th season of Shameless. And once again, it is not one of the stronger seasons, but it definitely had a lot of good moments. It once again has the Gallagher family and company just getting into their usual shindigs, but there are some very monumental moments that actually take place in this series. Some of the things that do happen to these characters are sometimes not the greatest, but sometimes they could be for the best, and sometimes they are just flat out weird. It was probably one of the weakest seasons for Frank, although I will say that what actually happens to Frank is something that you don't actually expect to see from a character like him. And then of course what happens with his daughter Sammy and her son Chucky, all of that is just one big mess. I'm trying to make this spoiler free because even though I can say so many amazing things and go into so many great details about this show, I have to say that one of the characters that really shines in this season, finally, is Deb. Deb is a character who I've always appreciated from day one. She was one of the smarter ones in the Gallagher family, but nowadays it seems to me that her smarts are having a major battle with her hormones, and at this point in time she's really all about just losing her virginity and just finding a boyfriend rather than really making sure that the family doesn't fall apart. She definitely has the biggest character change, but some excellent character development as well. Also, Ian and Mickey definitely have some amazing things happening to them in this season, and also a very significant season for Kevin and Veronica. So I definitely will say it's one of the stronger seasons, not the best season, but once again Shameless gives me a fantastic season, and I'm very excited to see what will happen in season 6, because this show is far from over. But now let's get into HBO, because these two shows of course premiered together in the same night. We're going to start with the Mike Judge comedy, Silicon Valley. It was definitely one of the fresher comedies. Even the Emmys took note by actually giving it some award nominations. But I'm not too satisfied with the second season. I'm still getting my laughs, but I don't think that the subject matter of the show is as strong as the first season was. And also considering the fact that the actor who played Peter passed away, and he had my most favorite moment in the entire first season with the entire Burger King menu, it's gonna definitely be very hard for me to watch this show and not see him on screen. But we've also gotten some new characters thrown into the mix, and of course the tensions between Dinesh and Guilfoyle are top-notch. I also love Ehrlich. He is hilarious. JT Miller is one of the best in the business right now in terms of comedy, and as far as I'm concerned, very underappreciated. However, I am going to see this show to the end because I am still finding this show vastly entertaining, and I am very excited to see where season 2 will end up. But now let's take some time and talk about that one show that everybody practically orgasms for, whether you're a geek or not, male or female, gay or straight, it doesn't matter, because we all know you're watching Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones Season 5 is definitely an interesting season because we're not getting much action, but we are getting a ton of character development here. We've got some amazing things happening to Tyrion and Varys, a whole interesting story that is revolving around Peter Baelish and Sansa, the whole events that are taking place now with Marjorie, and of course butting heads with Cersei as always, and now there are some new people waiting in the wings in terms of 3 different forms. We've got 2 uprisings happening on 2 sides of Westeros. We've got the Sons of Harpies forming around Daenerys Targaryen's kingdom. We've got the Sparrows uprising in King's Landing, but we've also got Oberyn Martell's wife rising alongside the Sand Snakes, who are Oberyn's daughters, to start a war against the Lannisters. All I'm going to say is, even though these last 5 episodes have been very slow, there's been a ton of character development, and I just know that we are in for probably one of the biggest climaxes that Game of Thrones has ever had to offer, and quite frankly, I have a feeling it's going to be bigger than the Red Wedding. And if it is, I will be extremely satisfied, but I am so engaged in Game of Thrones right now. I was a little upset in the very beginning because of the fact that it was just very slow, and there was all just a lot of dialogue, but as the episodes have gotten on, I've become more intrigued and more excited. And I'm really excited because HBO is not stopping there. In the summer, we've got a new show starring Jack Black and Tim Robbins called The Brink, which I'm really excited to watch. There's also a show starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson called Ballers. Not so excited for it, but I'm sure there are going to be people that are going to have something to say about it. But the one show that I am excited for is Westworld, of course based on the 1973 science fiction action film starring Yul Brynner. Very excited to see what HBO is going to do in terms of turning this film into a television series. And also, I'm excited to maybe get into True Detective because a lot of people have been saying great things about it, and now there's a whole new cast for the second season, so it's just making me even more intrigued, especially because of the fact that it's Colin Farrell, Rachel McAdams, and Vince Vaughn. And there's so much more stuff that HBO has waiting in the wings. Alongside the Entourage movie, there are so much rumors going around, but apparently HBO is trying to get a Foundation series. Yes, the Isaac Asimov book series Foundation may in fact become an HBO television series. And if that happens, I'm so excited to see what it will be because I will totally watch it and totally review it for you guys. So as you can see, this may in fact be my strongest episode in my TV block this month. But 3 great shows for the premium channels. Definitely check out Shameless, and definitely check out Game of Thrones and Silicon Valley. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next television episode, and actions speak louder than words.